This yacht doesn't just float, it flies. Meet the boat built to hit 90 knots. And it comes with a free Bugatti. Meet the Xenos Hyper Yacht, and trust me, yacht doesn't even feel like the right word. This thing looks like it flew straight out of a sci-fi movie. Its wild, aerodynamic shape was inspired by Formula One race cars, and it's built for one thing: speed. We're talking up to 90 knots, which would make it the fastest 130-foot yacht on the planet. The mind behind this beast is Italian designer Pier Paolo Lazzarini. And speed isn't even the craziest part. Buy this yacht, and a matching Bugatti supercar comes included. Total price tag? A cool $32.8 million. Made from lightweight carbon and aluminum, it's built for owners who basically want a speedboat on steroids. You can customize it with a regular hull or foils, and choose from 2, 3, or 4 engines, pushing power up to 15,000 horsepower. What if you could fly on water? Meet the E-foil board, and yes, it's exactly as insane as it sounds. For $2,145, you get a board that doesn't just sit on the water. It rises above it. An electric motor powers a hydrofoil underneath, lifting you completely off the surface. You're not surfing, you're hovering. It hits speeds up to 30 miles per hour, gives you up to 45 minutes of pure foil time, and a total ride window of 2.5 hours. It also runs on a dual-drive interchangeable propulsion system, meaning more flexibility, less downtime. Here's the best part: it's built for everyone. First-timer? You're covered. Seasoned rider chasing big surf? Also you. And it's electric, so no fumes, no noise. Just you, the water, and that feeling of defying gravity. If you want to drop a link, it's in the description. Imagine a ferry with zero exhaust, zero noise, and zero excuses. Meet the Volta Auto Express, Ostel's new fully electric ferry, built to change the way we move on water. No diesel, no fumes, no engine roar, just clean, quiet power carrying passengers exactly where they need to go. This ferry runs on zero emissions. That means no pollution pumped into our oceans and skies, and a much smaller footprint on the environment. But it's not just about being green. It's about being smart. The Volta is built for short and medium trips, powered by advanced battery technology designed to keep performance high and running costs low. Step inside, and you'll notice the difference immediately. It's smooth, it's quiet, it feels modern, almost futuristic, but it's real and it's on the water today. Every detail, from the batteries to the design, was created with comfort and efficiency in mind. This is more than a boat. It's Ostel's statement that maritime travel can be sustainable, silent, and still powerful. The Volta series proves the future of ferries is already here. Curious how electric ferries could change your daily commute? Stick around, because this is only the beginning. The tide is turning, and it's electric. This electric boat literally flies above the water, and it fits just one person. Meet the Foil One Pegasus, a one-person electric boat that doesn't just move through water. It rises above it. Built entirely from carbon fiber, it's incredibly light without sacrificing strength. And the design? Inspired by Formula One race cars from the 1950s and World War I aircraft. So it doesn't just perform well, it looks stunning doing it. Here's the tech that makes it special. The Pegasus uses hydrofoil technology, essentially wings beneath the hull that lift the boat out of the water. Less drag, more speed, smoother ride. Power comes from 2 swappable battery packs and an 18.8 kilowatt electric motor. One full charge, which takes under 2 hours, gives you over 2 hours on the water. Top speed hits 30 knots, around 34 miles per hour. This thing turns any body of water into your personal floating playground, and it's massive. Meet the Gong Megasled, the giant inflatable that's changing how people spend time on the water. This thing is massive, 5 meters long, 2 meters wide. That's basically a floating living room. It gives you an extra 10 square meters of space to move around, chill, or set up whatever you need for a full day out. And it's not just big. It's built tough, 20 centimeters thick, holding up to 1,800 liters of air for serious stability. You're not wobbling around on this thing. The secret is in the construction. Double-layer woven drop-stitch technology. That means it's lightweight but incredibly rigid. Easy to carry, hard to break. Gong says it's made in one of the best factories in the world, with materials built to last for years. No leaks, no warping, just season after season of use. It's available for pre-order right now, and if summers on the water matter to you, this might be worth every penny. This plane doesn't care if you're landing on a runway or a lake. Meet the Dornier Seastar CD2, a plane that's just as happy landing on water as it is on land. No swapping vehicles, no logistics headache. Just one aircraft that goes almost anywhere. Its body is built from advanced composite materials, and instead of one engine up front, it uses a unique push-pull twin-engine setup. That means better visibility, smoother handling, and more reliable performance in the air. Under the hood, two powerful turboprop engines, each pumping out 650 horsepower. That's enough to cruise at 180 knots, with a range of about 650 nautical miles. The landing gear retracts and adapts, so whether it's an airport, a river, or open coastline, this plane handles it all. Inside, there's room for 9 passengers. Think tourism, regional travel, emergency response, even humanitarian missions. One aircraft, endless environments. That's the future of flexible flight. If machines like this fascinate you, stick around. There's more where this came from. The sky and the sea just stopped being two different worlds. This truck drives into a flood, and keeps going, without stopping. Meet the Gibbs-Fibian, a 30-foot truck that turns into a rescue boat in under 10 seconds. No ramp, no trailer, no delay. It runs on twin-turbo diesel engines pushing 500 horsepower. On land, it drives like a full-size 4x4, highway speeds, your choice of front, rear, or all-wheel drive. Hit the water, press one button, and the wheels fold up hydraulically into the hull, just like landing gear on a plane. Now it's a high-speed boat doing over 30 miles per hour. It carries up to 15 people, or 4,400 pounds of gear. The deck reconfigures for passengers, emergency equipment, or military cargo pallets. Here's why that matters. Traditional flood rescue means driving to a boat ramp, unhitching a trailer, launching the vessel, all while people are underwater. The Fibian skips all of that. It drives through flooded streets and straight into deep water without breaking stride. This boat literally drives itself onto the beach. No trailer, no stress, no problem. Built right here in Hamilton. The FC700 HTA isn't just a boat. It's the fishing setup your whole family will fight over. What makes it different? It comes with the Orion Amphibious kit. That means you can launch straight off the beach or from a lake without breaking a sweat. No complicated rigging, no stressful ramp situations. Just go. Stability was built into every decision. The extended gunnels, those raised sides along the boat, push water out and away, so you stay drier than you would on most other boats out there. And if you're serious about fishing, you'll love this. There's a built-in live bait tank holding 166 liters. Your bait stays alive for hours. No more dead bait killing your chances. Here's the part that really sets it apart. The amphibious engine sits under the center seat, not at the back. That frees up the rear for fishing. Maximum space, zero compromise. Subscribe so you don't miss our full-on water test. The FC700 HTA isn't built for sometimes. It's built for every time. What if your ATV could just drive into the ocean? Meet the Gibbs Quadski, part quad bike, part personal watercraft, and 100% insane. Launched in October 2012 by Gibbs Sports Amphibians, this machine does something most vehicles can't even dream of. It works on land and water, equally well. Here's what makes it wild. You're ripping across a beach at 45 miles per hour, and then you just hit the water. No stopping, no switching vehicles. In about 5 seconds, the wheels retract, the jet system kicks in, and you're flying across the surface at the exact same speed. 45 miles per hour. Land, water, same machine. Under the hood, or under the seat, sits a BMW motorcycle engine. This watercraft has 230 horsepower, and it fits 3 people comfortably. Here's why everyone's talking about it. Meet the Sea-Doo GTX 230, built for people who want more from their time on the water. Under the hood, it runs a 230 horsepower engine. That means the moment you hit the throttle, you feel it. Fast, responsive, and seriously fun. But it's not just about speed. The GTX 230 is designed to be stable and easy to control, whether you're cruising slowly or flying across open water. And it seats up to 3 people, so you're not leaving anyone behind. Now here's where it gets really good. The extras. There's a large swim platform where you can kick back after a dip. Your gear stays close in a built-in storage compartment. And there's a waterproof phone compartment with a USB port, so your phone stays dry and charged the whole time. Power, comfort, storage, and style, all in one machine. If you're serious about upgrading your water adventures, this one deserves a closer look. Drop a comment. Would you take this out on the water? The ocean's calling. Will you answer? Imagine a superyacht so wild, it looks like ancient Rome built a shark. Meet Prodigium. So here's something wild from the world of superyachts. It's called Prodigium, and it's basically a concept boat that mixes two things you'd never expect to go together: sleek modern design and ancient Roman architecture. Sounds strange, right? But wait till you see it. This thing is massive. About 153 meters long, which is roughly the length of 1.5 football fields. And it's not just big, it's packed with features. We're talking 6 decks in total, plus room for 8 smaller boats, called tenders, tucked away in 2 separate garages. On top of that, there's space for 3 helicopters, and each one gets its own private hangar. Basically, this yacht is its own little airport. Now here's the coolest part. The top deck is built using carbon fiber and aluminum, and it's actually shaped to look like a shark gliding through water. Just below that, you'll spot 2 giant columns straight out of ancient Rome, standing on either side of the main entrance. They're not just for looks, they're holding up the whole structure above them. And because of a clever 34-meter support beam, the yacht has these huge open indoor spaces, including one massive living area right on the upper deck. Imagine a 75-foot yacht that doesn't touch the water. It flies at 50+ miles an hour with 0 keel. Meet the AC-75, the boat that broke sailing. For centuries, racing yachts cut through the water. The AC-75 doesn't. It rises above it. This 75-foot monster hull first hit the water back in 2021, when it debuted at the America's Cup, sailing's biggest stage. And it's not going anywhere. It's set to headline both the 37th and 38th America's Cup races too. Here's what makes it insane. Normal sailboats have a heavy keel underneath, keeping them stable and grounded, literally. The AC-75 ditches that completely. Instead, it uses hydrofoils, think underwater wings, that lift the entire hull out of the water. The boat doesn't sail anymore. It flies, skimming across the surface at speeds that would have sounded like science fiction a decade ago. And it's not just the hull that's radical. Instead of a normal cloth sail, it uses a rigid, wing sail, similar to an airplane wing, giving the crew insane control, even in gusty, unpredictable wind. What if you could ride a bike, on water? No boat, no jet ski, just you, floating above the waves like magic. Meet the Hydrofoil or SL3, basically a bicycle that's learned how to fly over water. It's made by Manta 5, a company all the way from New Zealand, and it's turning heads for good reason. Here's the cool part. It's beginner friendly. You don't need to be some extreme athlete to hop on. Thanks to its foil design and sturdy one-piece frame, the bike actually floats upright when you're not pedaling. No tipping over the second you stop, which honestly, is a huge relief for first-timers. It's also built to travel. The parts click together without tools, so packing it up and taking it wherever you go is simple. Now, whether you want a chill cruise or a full-on workout, this bike's got you covered. There are 10 pedal assist levels to choose from, and the battery keeps you going for up to 4.5 hours. No noise, no fumes, just smooth, electric-powered gliding, and honestly, it might just replace your jet ski. Manta 5's second generation is here, and it's ready to change how we think about water sports. Curious to see it in action? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. Because sometimes, the future doesn't drive, it floats. Imagine pedaling a boat, and flying above the water. No motor, no fuel, just you. Meet the Jetcycle Max, and no, it's not a boat, a bike, or a jet ski. It's all three, smashed into one wild ride. Here's the deal. You sit in a single seat and pedal, just like a bike. That pedaling spins a propeller underwater. But instead of just pushing you forward, that propeller powers a hydrofoil, a wing-like blade that lifts the entire boat up, out of the water. Once you're up on that foil, drag disappears. You're basically gliding on air. And with your legs doing all the work, you can hit speeds up to 12 kilometers per hour. That's about 7.5 miles per hour. No gas, no noise, just pure human power. The best part? It's light, easy to steer, and shockingly stable, even when the water gets choppy. Whether you're a total beginner or a seasoned rider, this thing was built for you. Right now, the JetCycle Max retails for around 12,000 euros, roughly $11, 675 United States dollars. Would you pedal your way above the waves? Let us know below. This isn't the future of boating. It's already here. Imagine flying above the water, powered by nothing but your own two legs. Meet the JetCycle Max, and no, it's not electric. This thing runs on you. It's part pedal boat, part kayak, part hydrofoil, all rolled into one wild single-seat ride. Here's how it works. You pedal, just like a bike. That pedaling spins a propeller underwater. The propeller is connected to a hydrofoil, a wing-shaped blade that lifts the entire boat up and out of the water. Once you're up on that foil, drag drops, and suddenly you're gliding, not paddling. How fast? Up to 12 kilometers an hour, about 7.5 miles per hour. Not bad for leg power alone. And the best part? It's lightweight, easy to steer, and stays stable even when the water gets choppy. Imagine a giant floating ball that flies. Meet the vehicle that shouldn't exist, but does. Picture this. A vehicle shaped like a giant sphere that can drive on land, glide across water, and even lift into the air. Sounds like science fiction, right? It's not. It's called the Stratosphere Aquatica, and it's built for one thing: total freedom of movement. Here's how it works. The design keeps its center of gravity low, so instead of tipping or wobbling, it stays balanced no matter what surface it's on. Inside, there's a smart self-balancing system doing all the hard work, so the ride stays smooth even when the ground, or water, isn't. It seats two people comfortably. On water, it uses a foil system paired with battery power to skim right across the surface, almost like it's floating on air. What if you could bike, on water? No motor roar, no fumes. Just you, flying above the waves. Meet the Manta Hydrofoil or SL3. Basically a bike that flies over water. It's super beginner friendly because you launch with just a throttle and a fixed cord, so there's no tricky balancing act to start. The foil and the one-piece body float upright on their own, and since everything clips together without tools, packing it up or storing it is a breeze. Want an easy cruise or a serious workout? You've got 10 pedal assist settings to match your mood, and the battery keeps you going for up to 4.5 hours. It's fast, smooth, and easy to control, plus it's fully electric, so zero pollution. Basically, think jet ski, minus the noise and guilt. Imagine a machine that's not a boat, not a plane, but somehow beats them both. It's real, and it's about to change coastal travel forever. So here's something wild. A company called Regent Craft is building a whole new way to travel along coastlines. They call it a sea glider, and honestly, it feels like something out of a sci-fi movie. Here's how it works. It starts off just like a normal boat, cruising along the water. But then it lifts up onto these underwater wings called hydrofoils. And once it's got enough speed, it actually rises up and glides just above the surface of the water, riding a cushion of air. That's called the ground effect, and it's the same trick some aircraft use to save energy and go faster with less effort. The best part? It's fully electric, zero emissions, no noisy engines, no fuel guzzling. And because it skims just above the waves instead of flying way up in the sky, it could be way simpler to operate than a regular airplane. No big airports, no complicated air traffic control. What if you could fly, underwater? No wings, no boundaries, just pure speed. Meet the Seabomb, the fastest underwater scooter on the planet, built for people who crave real adventure. This isn't just a water toy, it's a whole new way to experience the ocean. Forget everything you know about driving. If you want the ultimate thrill, forget the road, head head straight for the water. Out there are no lanes, no limits, and no rules holding you back. With up to 120 minutes of ride time, you get wide open space and total freedom to explore. The Seabob glides, turns, and dives with incredible control, taking you down as deep as 40 meters below the surface. That's a whole hidden world most people never get to see. And here's the clever part. It runs on a patented power system that literally sucks in water and blasts it out through a high-pressure channel, launching you forward like a rocket. It's all electric, kind to the environment, and cheap to run. This is freedom, reinvented. Imagine a wind turbine that doesn't just make power, it saves it for later. Meet Ocean Hydro Omni. Out in the open ocean, there's a machine quietly solving one of wind energy's biggest headaches. It's called Ocean Hydro Omni, and it's not your typical turbine. Instead of the usual blades, it uses a spinning vertical rotor, kind of like a tall column twisting in the wind. Some versions even swap that out for a giant kite flying high above the sea, soaking up stronger winds way up there. Here's the clever part. Most wind systems send power straight to the grid the moment it's made. But wind doesn't always blow when we need electricity most. So this system stores the extra energy underwater, using pressure and gravity, almost like a giant underwater battery. When demand rises, it releases that stored power right when it's needed. The kite version alone is massive, over 4,000 square feet, flying up to a quarter mile above the ocean. It can store enough energy for tens of thousands of homes, recharging in just a few minutes. It's not just clean energy. It's clean energy on demand. Curious how this could change offshore power forever? Stick around, because the ocean's not done surprising us yet. What if your next ride could go from downtown traffic to backcountry trails, silently? Meet the Earthling Stealth U-40, an electric vehicle built for pretty much anywhere you want to take it. It's sleek, it's low to the ground, and it's made for two totally different worlds: busy city streets and rough off-road trails. Under the hood, you've got a powerful electric motor that delivers serious torque, but here's the cool part: it runs almost silently. No roaring engine, no exhaust noise, just smooth, quiet power whenever you hit the gas. Inside, there's plenty of room for passengers and gear, so whether you're heading out for a weekend adventure or hauling equipment for work, you're covered. It's also packed with smart tech that keeps you connected and makes every drive feel effortless. City commute in the morning? Easy. Muddy trail in the afternoon? No problem. The Stealth E40 handles both without breaking a sweat. What if one machine could handle mud, mountains, and your morning coffee run, all in comfort? Meet the TF4, built for people who don't stick to paved roads. This thing eats up rough terrain like it's nothing. Steep hills, muddy trails, rocky paths, the TF4 just powers through. Under the hood, you've got a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine pumping out 150 horsepower and 320 lb-ft of torque. That's serious muscle. It means you can climb tough terrain and still haul heavy loads without breaking a sweat. But here's the thing. It's not just tough, it's comfortable too. Step inside and you'll find room for 4, with heating, air conditioning, and a solid stereo system. So whether you're exploring backcountry trails or just running errands, you're riding in comfort. And the cargo bed? It's huge. Toss in camping gear, work supplies, or even a small boat, the TF4 carries it all with ease. It's the kind of vehicle that doesn't ask you to choose between rugged and comfortable. You get both. Curious if the TF4 fits your lifestyle? Check the specs and find out. This isn't just a vehicle. It's your next adventure, waiting to happen. Imagine sleeping underwater, without ever getting wet. This floating hotel suite is unlike anything you've ever seen. Meet the Athenia capsule, the world's first floating eco-luxury hotel suite. This isn't your average hotel room. It's a self-powered, unsinkable little bubble that floats right on the sea, giving guests a front-row seat to the ocean like never before. It's adventurous, it moves with the water, and it blends right into its surroundings, giving guests this incredible feeling of total freedom. Whatever kind of natural environment it's placed in, the capsule adapts to it, without harming a thing. That's the whole point. It's built to be eco-friendly from the ground up. But don't think eco-friendly means basic. Inside, Everything matches the comfort and luxury you'd expect from a top international hotel. And the real magic? You get to admire the underwater world from inside a calm, peaceful glass bubble. The mind behind this? Naval architect Jean-Michel Ducasse. His inspiration came from a floating saucer in the 1977 Bond film, The Spy Who Loved Me. And here's the best part. These pods can go almost anywhere. No underwater foundation needed, so the natural habitat stays completely untouched. Imagine a machine that drives through mud, climbs hills, and then just swims. Meet the Atlas ATV. This beast comes straight from Ukraine, built to survive terrain that would stop almost anything else. Under the hood is a 1.5-liter turbo diesel engine, cranking out 90 horsepower and a hefty 162 pound-feet of torque. That's enough muscle to push it up to 37 miles per hour on land. But here's where it gets wild. The Atlas doesn't stop at land. Drop it in water, and it keeps going, cruising at around 4 miles per hour like it's no big deal. How does it pull this off? A clever tri-mode steering system. You can switch between front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, or even crab walk sideways, giving it insane control no matter what's underneath it. Inside, there's room for up to 12 people, and the whole interior can be customized depending on the job. Whether that's a search and rescue mission or weekend adventure with friends. A low center of gravity and serious ground clearance keep it stable, even when the terrain gets rough. It's not the prettiest vehicle out there, but when things get extreme, the Atlas ATV simply doesn't quit. This 85-foot beast hits 37 knots, and still floats in water shallower than your pool. Meet the Vento 85X1, an 85-foot luxury speed machine built by Vento Yachts. This isn't your grandpa's slow cruiser. With triple Volvo Penta engines, it rockets up to 37 knots, and cruises comfortably at 28. Want a quieter ride? There's a twin-engine option too, still fast at 27 knots. Here's the wild part. Its draft is barely 3 feet deep. That means it can glide through skinny, turquoise waters in the Caribbean or Bahamas where bigger yachts can't even dream of going. Inside, it's built for real living. 4 staterooms sleep up to 8 guests, plus a dedicated owner's suite and crew space. Imagine a floating city so massive, it makes cruise ships look like toys, and it costs $8 billion. Meet Pangios, the wildest yacht concept ever designed. An Italian design studio called Lazzarini dreamed this thing up, and honestly, calling it a yacht almost feels wrong. It's shaped like a giant turtle, and it's set to become the largest floating structure on the planet. Where'd the name come from? Pangaea. That ancient supercontinent that existed hundreds of millions of years ago, back when all the world's land was joined together. Fitting, right? Because this yacht is basically its own little world. We're talking 550 meters long and 610 meters wide. That's big enough to hold 60,000 guests at once. Inside, you'd find hotels, shopping malls, restaurants, parks, even ports for smaller boats and planes to dock. It's less like a boat and more like an entire floating city drifting across the ocean. The price tag? A staggering $8 billion. And it's not just a concept on paper. A site near King Abdullah Port, north of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, has already been picked for construction. Would you ever step aboard something like this? Drop a comment and let us know. This isn't just a yacht, it's a whole new way to live on water. Imagine a vehicle that laughs at swamps, floats over rivers, and climbs mountains like it's nothing. Meet the beast that refuses to get stuck. This is the Sherp N1200, and honestly, it's built to handle almost anything the planet throws at it. Frozen tundras? No problem. Deep swamps? Easy. Under the hood is a 1.8-liter diesel engine pumping out 55 horsepower and serious torque, because this thing cares more about raw power than speed. It can climb obstacles a full meter high and tackle steep 35-degree slopes without breaking a sweat. Those giant, low-pressure tires aren't just for grip on mud, snow, and ice. They double as paddles, letting it swim across rivers and lakes. Floating on Amsterdam's quiet canals is the Dutch cat houseboat, a place like nothing else on Earth, built entirely for cats. Right now, around 50 of them call it home, curling up in cozy corners, getting fed, groomed, and loved every single day. It all started back in 1968. A woman named Henriette van Wielde had a soft spot for stray cats, and what began as a simple sailing barge slowly turned into the Dutch cat houseboat you see floating on the canal today. Every cat here is looked after properly, vaccinated, microchipped, and sterilized, so they're healthy and safe. It's a small act of kindness that's grown into something pretty remarkable. And here's the best part. You don't just have to hear about it. The Dutch cat houseboat is open to visitors. You can step aboard, meet the cats, soak in the calm of the water, and if one of them steals your heart, you might even walk away having adopted a new best friend. It's a perfect little symbol of how much Amsterdam loves its cats. So next time you're in the city, why not stop by and say hello? Because sometimes, the best souvenirs have 4 legs and a purr. There's a boat in Amsterdam where every single passenger is a cat. What if an entire city could just float? No land, no roots, just ocean, sunlight, and one giant pyramid. Meet the Lazzarini Pyramid, a wild idea for a city that floats on water. It's inspired by ancient Mayan pyramids and Japanese temples, blending old-world design with futuristic thinking. The whole town is self-sufficient, meaning it can survive completely on its own, powered by the sea around it. At the heart of it sits one massive pyramid, resting on a floating platform the size of a small stadium. Inside, it's basically a 10-story building rising 30 meters above the water. And it's not just living space. Think hotel rooms, shops, spas, gyms, even movie theaters, all packed inside one structure. Power comes from solar panels and water turbines, so the whole place runs on clean energy. The goal? To build the world's first floating city, a place where luxury and sustainability actually work together. It sounds like science fiction, but designers are serious about making it real. Would you ever live on water like this? A robot that skates on ice, crawls through sand, and swims like a stingray. All in one machine? Meet Valix, a strange new robot from Fluent Energy Systems. This company usually builds green energy tech, but they took that same technology and turned it into something wild. A machine that moves like nothing you've seen before. Most robots are built for land or for water, not both. Valix breaks that rule completely. It glides across sand, snow, pebbles, and even ice, using a rippling, wave-like motion inspired by stingrays and millipedes. That's what makes it so smooth and agile. Here's the twist. The fins powering Valix were actually first designed to generate electricity from rivers. That's why they're tough enough to survive crashes and debris without breaking down. Thanks to this design, Valix is being called the world's first true ice skating robot. Right now, the team is hunting for funding to push this tech further, from deep-sea missions to high-speed travel across frozen ground. Follow along as we track how far this shape-shifting robot can go. Deep under the waves, a machine is quietly turning ocean swells into clean electricity. No fuel, no emissions, just the sea doing all the work. Meet Ceto 6, named after a Greek sea goddess. It sits a few meters underwater, where gentle swells push and pull it. That motion powers a system inside, turning wave energy into real, usable electricity, ready for the grid. Smart onboard tech keeps it running at peak efficiency, while multiple anchor points hold it steady even in rough seas. When storms hit, it simply dives below the chaos and rides it out safely. It's built to scale too, so you can add more units as needed. This tiny submarine costs less than a luxury car, and anyone can own one. Meet the Nemo, a personal submarine that lets you explore the ocean up close, like never before. What makes it special? It's the only submarine ever built for mass production. That means private ownership is finally within reach for real people, not just billionaires. You've got two options: the solo Nemo 1 or the two-seat Nemo 2. Both dive down to 100 meters. And despite how impressive that sounds, these things are surprisingly compact, lighter than a small car at just 2,500 kilograms, and standing only 1.55 meters tall. 2 jet skis take up more space. No yacht? No problem. Beach launchers and towable trailers mean you can deploy the Nemo almost anywhere. This glass-bottom boat doesn't just float, it flies over the water at full speed. And 22 people are riding on it. Meet the Looker 320, a glass-bottom sightseeing boat built for tours, excursions, and full-day ocean adventures. This isn't your average tourist boat. The Looker 320 is a commercial hydrofoil, which means it actually lifts above the water as it moves, giving passengers a smoother, faster, more exciting ride. And the views? Crystal clear glass panels right beneath your feet. You're literally floating above the ocean floor. It fits 22 passengers comfortably, and every detail on board was designed with the passenger experience in mind. Not just seats, but the full package of on-water essentials. They built floating solar panels on a lake in Albania, and it's changing how we think about clean energy forever. Imagine giant solar panels, not on a rooftop, not in a field, but floating on water. That's exactly what's happening in Albania right now. A company called Ocean Sun, working with Statkraft, has placed 4 massive circular solar platforms on the Banja Reservoir. Each one stretches 70 meters wide. Together, they produce 2 megawatts of clean electricity. Here's what makes them special. Instead of heavy, expensive frames, these floaters use a thin, flexible plastic membrane to hold the solar panels. That design keeps the panels cooler, and cooler panels produce more energy. It also costs less to install. The whole system went live in 2022, and it's expected to generate around 3 gigawatt-hours of electricity every single year. That's enough to power thousands of homes, from a lake. Clean energy isn't coming. It's already here, floating right in front of us. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe. We cover innovations that are quietly changing the world. What if your off-road truck could drive straight into the ocean, and not sink? This thing looks like someone strapped a racing buggy onto 2 jet skis, and that's basically what it is. Meet the Shadow 6 Typhoon, the world's first aquatic utility vehicle. Part off-road beast, part watercraft. One insane machine. You sit inside a real cockpit, steering wheel, bucket seat, safety harness, just like a trophy truck. Except you're doing 90 miles per hour across open water. Under the hood, twin supercharged Yamaha engines pumping out 500 horsepower stock. Want more? Upgrade kits push it past 800 HP. The suspension uses the same Fox long travel shocks trophy trucks use, so ocean waves hit like nothing. It was originally built for military ops and extreme water rescues. Now, it's the wildest toy money can buy. Base price: $275,000. It'll cross open channels to the Bahamas. It'll take hairpin turns at speed. It'll catch air off river chop without blinking. If you could afford one, drop what you'd do with it in the comments. This is what happens when engineers stop playing it safe. This electric jet ski weighs less than a motorcycle, and it'll leave gas-powered ones in the dust. Meet the Sea Racer, and yeah, they call it the electric croc rocket of the water. Here's why that nickname makes total sense. This thing weighs just 145 pounds. That's lighter than most people. Traditional gas jet skis? Way heavier. That crazy low weight means you can throw it around like a sports bike on water. Sharp turns, instant response, total control. And it's not just nimble. The Sea Racer hits nearly 48 miles per hour. On water, electrically, you get up to 50 minutes of ride time on a single charge, enough for a solid session out on the water. Under the hood, dual electric motors pushing 45 horsepower, paired with a hull shape engineered to slice through water like it's nothing. This electric boat literally flies above water, and it's the quietest ride you'll ever take. The Eldorado 8S doesn't just move through water, it rises above it. Using a foiling system, the hull lifts off the surface as it picks up speed, cutting drag and giving you one of the smoothest rides on the water. It's built from carbon fiber, so it stays light and performs at its best when foiling. At 8.4 meters long with a shallow draft of just 0.45 meters, it can go places most boats can't: rivers, canals, and shallow coastal waters. Range? Up to 50 nautical miles. Top speed? 35 knots. And it's fully certified for coastal cruising, rivers, and canals. Step inside and it's pure luxury. There's a folding transom that flips into a swim platform, perfect for a quick dip. Oh, and a champagne setup, because why not? If this is the future of electric boating, we're ready. Drop a speedboat if you'd want to ride one. What if a race car could fly on water? Meet the Racebird, a fully electric racing boat that doesn't just skim the water. It flies above it, built by a company called E1. This thing looks like it came straight out of a sci-fi movie. Sleek, fast, and completely electric. Climb inside and it feels exactly like a race car: steering wheel, pedals, single seat. One pilot, no distractions. Here's where it gets wild. The moment you hit the throttle, the instant power lifts the entire boat up on these blade-like foils, completely out of the water. Less drag, more speed, better efficiency. We're talking 58 miles per hour on water, 150 kilowatts of peak power, and enough battery for 2 full races. What if your boat was also your house, and you could tow it with your truck? Meet the Quest Eco-houseboat, part boat, part home, and honestly kind of genius. Inside, you've got a fold-out double bed, a lounge that converts into 2 bunks, and a full kitchen with a big 2-door fridge and stove. It doesn't feel like a boat. It feels like a place you actually want to live in. Power? Handled. Solar panels run everything, including the air conditioning. There's even a composting toilet, so you're not roughing it at all. On the water, it moves. 260 horsepower Suzuki engines push it to 20 knots. And when you're done, most SUVs and larger utes can tow it home. The 7.9-meter model starts at around $175,000 USD, with upgrades available depending on what you need. If you've ever dreamed of life on the water, this might be the closest thing to perfect. Drop a speedboat below if you'd live on this. Imagine a machine floating in the middle of the ocean, powering itself forever, using nothing but waves. Meet the Power Buoy, a floating device that turns ocean waves into clean electricity. It's made by a company called Ocean Power Technologies, and honestly, the idea is pretty simple. Waves move, the buoy moves with them, and that motion powers a generator inside. No fuel, no pipeline, just the ocean doing what it's always done. But here's the cool part, it's not just wave power. The Power Buoy can also soak up wind and sun, and store extra energy in batteries. So even on a calm, quiet day, it keeps working. Day or night, storm or stillness, it just keeps the lights on. It's tough too. Built to survive rough seas, it's already out there working in the Atlantic, Pacific, Mediterranean, and North Sea. What if the ocean could power your entire city, just from its waves crashing, over and over, forever? Meet the Core Power C4, a machine built to turn ocean waves into real electricity. It's not just a concept or a lab experiment. It's out in the open ocean right now, off the coast of Portugal, actually plugged into the power grid and sending electricity to homes. Here's the clever part. The C4 can sense incoming waves and automatically adjust itself to squeeze out the most energy from each one. Kind of like a surfer reading the ocean and perfectly timing their next move. But when things get dangerous, like a storm producing waves as tall as a 6-story building, the device switches into a defensive mode. It relaxes itself, rides out the chaos, and survives instead of breaking. The team just finished its first major test phase, connecting it to the grid and running it remotely. Imagine driving your boat straight out of the water and onto the beach. No trailer, no ramp, no problem. Meet the Stabix 250UC, a boat that does something most boats simply can't. It drives on water and on land. This thing is built for real life. Camping by the water? Perfect. Fishing trip with friends? Easy. A lazy family day out on the lake? It's made for that too. At 25 feet long, it's got a full-width cabin, so there's actual room to move, relax, and enjoy the ride, not just squeeze in. But here's the real game changer. It uses an Amphibious technology. That means when the water ends, the adventure doesn't. You can literally drive it up onto land. Think about that for a second. Remote beaches, hidden coves, hard-to-reach spots that normal boats can't even dream of getting to. Suddenly, they're all open to you. And it's not just about going new places, it's about going there safely. Self-draining decks keep water from pooling where it shouldn't. A positive flotation system means peace of mind is built right in. If you want one boat that does it all, water, land, comfort, and safety, the Stabix 250UC might just be it. Imagine a house that floats on the ocean, and never gives you a single neighbor to complain about. So this is the Seapod, and yeah, it actually got featured in Forbes. It's basically a floating house, but way cooler than that sounds. Picture 2 stories, over 830 square feet of space, with a bedroom, kitchen, living room, bathroom, all sitting on top of a tall pillar connected to a floating base underwater. Here's the wild part. You can place these up to 20,000 meters offshore. No neighbors, no noise, just ocean. Ocean builders started working on this back in 2019, tweaking the design to get bigger windows, more outdoor space, and a clean, simple look. No captain, no crew, just a robot ship crossing the ocean, and it's already out there working, right now. Picture a ship sailing across the ocean with nobody on board. No captain, no crew, nobody. Sounds like science fiction, right? It's not. It's called Armada, and it's built by a company named Ocean Infinity. These robotic ships handle real offshore jobs, inspections, research, even deep-sea missions, all without a single person on deck. Instead, they're controlled from land, using satellites, smart sensors, and artificial intelligence that helps them see and react in real time. Teams sit safely on shore, watching and guiding every move. That means the most dangerous ocean jobs no longer put human lives at risk. And these ships don't just sail, they launch underwater robots, collect acoustic and visual data, and can keep working around the clock without needing rest. Here's the kicker. They also burn way less fuel and produce far fewer emissions than regular support vessels. This isn't a concept or a prototype. Armada ships are already out on the water today, quietly proving that the future of ocean industries has already begun. Ever wished you could sneak into fishing spots big boats can't even touch? Meet your new secret weapon. If you love the idea of zipping into fishing spots that big boats just can't reach, you need to check this out. Meet the Fish Pro Scout. It's packed with a 130 horsepower engine, carries about 18.5 gallons of fuel, and gives you over 50 gallons of storage space, plus a built-in cooler for your catch. It seats 3, but it's still compact enough to handle solo or with a buddy. The build feels tough yet lightweight, and it rides smooth. You get handy extras too, like GPS, a fish finder, rod holders, and a slow cruise mode so you're not gripping the throttle all day while trolling. Want more muscle? The Fish Pro Trophy steps things up with 170 horsepower and a longer frame for extra space. Its cooler doubles as a live well to keep bait or fish alive. There's a swivel seat for easy casting, more room to move, and a touchscreen GPS with sonar to help you find the hotspots fast. Both models come loaded with trolling mode, smart storage, and even a self-cleaning intake system. This drone lands on water, floats, and relaunches itself, and surfers are losing their minds over it. Meet the Hover Air Aqua, a waterproof self-flying camera built for people who live on the water. Surfers, kayakers, paddleboarders, snorkelers, this thing was made for you. It weighs under 249 grams, so no FAA registration. No paperwork, just toss it and go. It floats. It launches off the water. It lands back on it. All on its own. A smart AI system with RTK GPS locks onto you and tracks every move, hands-free, at speeds up to 34 miles per hour. Imagine lifting a boat straight out of the water, without a dock, a crane, or a single scratch on the hull. Meet the Croc Lift, a game-changing boat lift that's changing how boats get moved in and out of the water. If you don't have a proper dock or launch ramp, this machine is built for you. Think of it as a motorized, submersible trailer that can drive right into the water, lift your boat, and carry it out safely. It works on all kinds of terrain, fits different yard layouts, and handles both single-hull and multi-hull boats with ease. What makes it special? It uses hydraulic lifting arms and specially designed side supports that cradle the boat gently, so there's no risk of damaging the hull. The whole frame can stretch wider or narrower depending on your boat's size, thanks to its telescopic design. It's coated in tough, rust-resistant paint built to survive years near saltwater. Imagine a floating city so massive, it makes cruise ships look like toys, and it costs $8 billion. Meet Amphibious, the wildest yacht concept ever designed. An Italian design studio called Lazzarini dreamed this thing up, and honestly, calling it a yacht almost feels wrong. It's shaped like a giant turtle, and it's set to become the largest floating structure on the planet. Where'd the name come from? Pangea. That ancient supercontinent that existed hundreds of millions of years ago, back when all the world's land was joined together. Fitting, right? Because this yacht is basically its own little world. We're talking 550 meters long and 610 meters wide. That's big enough to hold 60,000 guests at once. Inside, you'd find hotels, shopping malls, restaurants, parks, even ports for smaller boats and planes to dock. It's less like a boat and more like an entire floating city drifting across the ocean. The price tag? A staggering $8 billion. And it's not just a concept on paper. A site near King Abdullah Port, north of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, has already been picked for construction. Would you ever step aboard something like this? Drop a comment and let us know. This isn't just a yacht, it's a whole new way to live on water.